Now, if I had some power or say when it came to running the media of a banking platform in Nigeria, this is what I would do. Now, whether you're a commercial bank or a microfinance bank, it doesn't matter, but microfinance bank preferably, here is what I would do if I was gonna make some content for your page and for videos only. Anything else, it doesn't concern me. Now, if you're an emerging or upcoming bank and you really want to work with me on this type of idea, my emails are in the description, my DMs, everything are there. So please reach out to me if you're interested. I'm making this video because I remembered in May, I wanted to work with a bank that I reviewed, and I reached out to them and I got in talks with someone that works at the bank and everything. And I told them my ideas and stuff. And they now told me that they didn't want to use my ideas at the end of the day, that they wanted me to work in their social media. They didn't tell me what I was expected to do, even though I asked them about what they want me to do and everything. At the end of the day, I got ghosted. So I want to give some ideas on what I would do if I were to be able to work with any of these banks, which one day I will. Now, the first thing I would do for media with the bank is this. I would get like 6 different people, or no, 8 different people, and here's why. Now, the first 2 people are going to be people who talk about the bank and how to use it. They'll talk about things like how to open an account in detail, how to transfer, how to pay bills, how to do this and that. Like, they'll talk about different features that the platform has. We're going to talk about how to do this and that, and things like features that are good, use cases that are good and everything. Will be practical and all that type of stuff. We'll get to different people and all that type of, like, show our features and everything, which would be really cool. By doing this type of thing, you make your bank more desirable, and you talk about things that make your bank unique, that you have that other competitors don't have, and it will give people a reason to download the app. Now, the second set of people are going to essentially talk about things that have to do with banks as a whole. They'll talk about the origins of banks in Nigeria, origins of microfinance banks, what it takes to run a microfinance bank, how much it costs to run a bank in Nigeria, whether commercial or microfinance. They'll talk about different types of things with banks, like banking laws and all types of stuff, like things that would actually be interesting, that will give people more of an idea of how the banking system in Nigeria works. By doing this type of thing, you're going to be super educational, and at the same time, you want people to actually learn more and actually download your app and everything. And then for the bank app in question, they could even introduce a feature where now that every day it will bring out a fact about a bank and everything, which could actually be used for content at the same time. Now, the third set of people are going to be the ones that will make like stories or something, like when it comes to banking as a whole. What they could actually do is this. I wanted to think of doing like a podcast type of thing where now that we would get 2 different people, and what will happen is that they'll talk about like banking stories and stuff, like things that would be interesting and relatable, like a banking type of podcast that will talk about different stories, things that would actually be relatable, like to the bank and everything, like that type of stuff that would actually be really, really nice. Like, you get what I mean? Maybe they'll talk about their lives or something like that when it comes to working at the bank or something. I don't know. We could even go as far as making up fake stories where they talk about how they have a friend and how they recommended the friend to join the bank or whatever. Something that would be really cool and interesting to actually see, if you get what I mean. And then we can even go as far as inviting guests like influencers or so on to join the podcast and everything. And then they'll talk about their banking opinions and all that type of stuff, which I think would be really, really nice. And to even add to that, I remember there was this bank. What did they call them? I can't remember, but I'll put their name up on the screen if I remember them. Okay, yes, they're called Go Money. I just remembered. So Go Money, they actually had this podcast type of thing, which I really liked, and they had this like card game that you could play that had to do with finance and stuff. I will try to introduce that same thing to the bank, and then with that podcast thing, we can also introduce that same thing as well, which would be really, really cool, honestly speaking. And then we could make it in such a way that you could order the game, but however, you use the banking app to do so. And if you use the banking app, you will get like a discount or something, which would actually be so cool. Now, the final set of people that will be able to promote the bank are people who they'll be like all these street interviewers and stuff. They'll go outside, they'll say, hey, do you have this bank app on your phone? And then they'll be like, no, we don't have it. And I'll tell you, okay, you have 2 minutes to download the app. If you don't download the app, you won't win 10,000 or that type of thing. And then people will actually want to do that type of thing. Like, it will be so interesting, honestly speaking. Talk about things like, okay, do you know any features about this bank or this and that? Like, we'll talk about different types of things like in the street interviews and stuff, which would actually be super nice, honestly speaking. I'm telling you guys, by doing all this stuff that I'm saying, your bank is going to be so unique. People will download your platform because of the people involved. That bank will be so unique, honestly speaking. Like, it will appeal to every type of audience, whether young or old. Like, you get what I mean? That's one thing that I would actually want to see being done in the banking space in Nigeria. But I've never seen any banking platform do this at all. Like, everything I'm saying, I've never seen, except for like the podcasting, I've never seen any banking platform do this. So yeah, if any bank did this in Nigeria right now, trust me, I'm downloading your bank ASAP. I'll always watch your content no matter what. From beginning to end, I'll be obsessed. I'll be reposting. I'm just telling you, I'll be a stan at that point. So yeah, as I said earlier, if you're an upcoming or emerging bank and you want to actually do this idea, reach out to me right now. My email's in the description. My DMs, everything are there. Reach out to me and we'll discuss this in detail, like business people. So yeah, that's all for today's video, and I hope I see you guys next time.